We're just about 8.5 minutes away from the start of tonight's game between the Fillies and the Lady Jackets. Let's take a look at the starters. First, in Nicholas County, as we said, 10-10 on the year, coached by Greg Letcher. And a guard, a 5'4 senior, number 2, Jada Cleaver. Cleaver averaging 8.7 points per game. Another guard is Maggie Simons. She's a 5'7 8th grader that wears the number 4 and is pouring in a team-leading 13.2 points per contest. At a third guard, Sydney Carpenter. She wears the number 1. She's a 5'5 junior, averaging 1.7 points a game. At the forward position, Amberly Hedges. Hedges wears the number 25. She's a 5'5 senior and is averaging 8.5 points per game. And in the middle, a 5'8 senior, number 12, Megan Harmon. Harmon is averaging 5.4 points per game. So once again, for the Lady Jackets, it'll be Cleaver, Simons, Carpenter, Hedges, and Harmon. Nicholas County averaging 50.4 points per game in offense this year, but being very stingy on defense, giving up just 46.6 points per contest. Now for the Harrison County Fillies, 5-15 on the year, coached by Bill Watson. At a guard, a 5'6 senior, number 13, Brooke Kinney. Kinney averaging 3.6 points per game. Another guard is Keely Custard. Keely had that big game with 22 points in Harrison County's most recent contest that lost to Lewis County the other day. She's averaging 8.2 points per game. At a third guard, 5'6 sophomore, number 23, Bailey Hudgens. Hudgens also had a big game against Lewis County with 16 points. That raises her average to 8.1 points per game. If you'll remember, Bailey was hurt when these two teams got together before in that 31-point loss by the Fillies to the Lady Jackets. She'll make a difference tonight for sure. At one of the forwards is Harrison County's leading scorer, Caroline Van Hook. Caroline wears the number 22. She's a 5'9 senior, averaging 9.4 points per game. And at the other forward, a 5'8 sophomore, number 34, Katie Linville. Linville averaging 1.8 points per game. So once again, for the Fillies, it'll be Kinney, Custard, Hudgens, Van Hook, and Linville. Offensively, Harrison County averaging 39.3 points per game. On defense, giving up 55.3. On paper, Nicholas County about a 10-point favorite to win this game and remain undefeated in district play. Well, the two teams have retired back to their respective locker rooms to get some final words of wisdom from their coaching staffs. So that'll give us the opportunity to take it back to the station to Bruce Templeton from Unity Christian Church with tonight's Alrighty, back here on the hilltop, Harrison County and Nicholas County about to face each other for the 95th time. Harrison County with a decided edge in the all-time battle, winning 70 while dropping 24. Here on the hilltop, the Fillies have a record of 34-11 against the Lady Jackets. Last year, the two teams got together a couple of times, splitting those two games, each of them winning on their opponent's home floor. When Harrison County hosted the Lady Jackets last year, they lost on this floor, 52-39. And then after that, a couple of weeks later, we went to Carlisle, and the Fillies won that game 54-46. So hopefully we can do the same thing here tonight and gain a split of the regular season meetings. As we said before, Harrison County losing 55-23 when Harrison County and Nicholas County played each other back on January the 14th. Well, we'll take a break now. Come back and take a look at what the other winter sports are doing across the hilltop. That coming up right after this. You're listening to the Cynthiana Hardy's pregame show on WC1. Alrighty, back here on the Hilltop. We're still about 3 minutes away from the introduction of the starting lineups. Well, the Fillies will be back in action, as we said before, on Friday here on the Hilltop for another girl-boy doubleheader. It's also senior night here on the Hilltop, and the way I think that things are going to work is that the two senior ladies that we have, Caroline Van Hook and Brooke Kinney, will be honored at about 5:45. It's about 15 minutes ahead of the 6 o'clock start time. And then after the Phillies game is over against the Lady Devils, the boys will have their senior night festivities. We have 3 seniors boys that are going to be honored, those being Maddox Williams, Will Furnish, and J.D. Kendall. So come on up early at 5:45 to help honor the 2 senior members of the Phillies basketball squad. On, let's see, on Saturday, Harrison County will be home again as they'll host the Lady Saints of St. Patrick High School. That's a noon start. I think there's a JV game that starts at about 10:30, but I know for sure the varsity game will start right at 12 o'clock. So come on up to the Hilltop for a matinee affair as the Phillies take on the Lady Saints. And then on Monday, the homestand continues as Mason County, the Lady Royals, will come to town. That again on Monday. So a busy 4 days for the Phillies coming up as they'll play 3 games in those 4 days. Meanwhile, the Thoroughbreds, they'll play later tonight against the Blue Jackets of Nicholas County, coached by Harrison County former player John Michael Wright. And then on Saturday, the Thoroughbreds will be in action here on the Hilltop. They'll be taking on the Indians of Montgomery County. Always a tough test against the Indians. So coming up to the Hilltop and support your Thoroughbreds, not only on Friday night to have part in the pregame senior night festivities, but also on Saturday to take on Montgomery County. The Thoroughbreds will be in action on Tuesday as well on the road as we'll make the short trip to take on the Paris Greyhounds. The wrestling team did very well over the weekend as they came in 4th in the state duels. That's the 8th time in the last 9 years that Harrison County has finished in the top 10, those 9 years covering the tenure of head coach Josh Ashbrook. And also congratulations to our bowlers, specifically our girls team, who last week came in as a runner-up in the regional tournament. And next week, they are bound for Louisville to the Strikes and Spare Bowling Alley to participate in the state tournament. So congratulations to our bowlers, and also good luck as they take on the rest of the field in the state tournament next Wednesday in Louisville. Well, the colors are being presented by the Harrison County Air Force Junior ROTC. So what we'll do is take a listen to the national anthem, after which we'll take a break and then come back for the tip-off of tonight's first game of this girl-boy doubleheader as the Phillies take on the Lady Jackets. But right now, our Star Spangled Banner.
Stripes and bright stars through the
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, the starting quintet for Nicholas County being introduced. Now Harrison County starting five also in front of a fairly light crowd for this first game. We said it was originally scheduled for last night, but, and as I know that a lot of other teams played, but bears be safe than sorry, and both teams, all four teams in fact, had the night off, so just to make sure the game was moved forward one day. Hopefully the crowd will continue to increase ahead of the second game tonight when the Thoroughbreds take on the Blue Jackets in game number 2. That'll probably start, in case you're wondering, probably start somewhere in the range of 7:45 or 8 o'clock or so after this first game is over. Harrison County 5-15, Nicholas County 10-10. Jumping center for Harrison County, Caroline Van Hook across the midcourt stripe from her on the Blue Jacket side of the midcourt stripe will be Sydney Carpenter. Is about to get this game underway from here on the Hilltop. Official says we're ready for play. The toss is up and the tap controlled by Nicholas County. Cleaver with the basketball, gets it into the hands of Simons. Simons to the right side, long range to Harmon. Harmon gets it into the corner now to Cleaver. Cleaver back out top now to Hedges, long range. Pass to the left side, they find Simons. Simons gets to the baseline. Here's a jump shot put up and in by Harmon. So Megan Harmon on the 10-footer puts her team up by a score of 2-0. We're just underway here on the Hilltop against full court pressure. Hudgens throws the ball away right into the hands of Cleaver. She'll get it on the wing now, back into the corner to Cleaver once again. Tries to push the ball down low into the hands of Harmon. Harmon backs up Linville, now passes it out beyond the arc to Hedges. Hedges, stopped by Custard, gets it over on the far side to Simons. Simons to the left side, into the hands now of Hedges. Hedges looking for help as she picks up her dribble, gets it on the wing to Simons. Up top to Cleaver, ball fake, goes to the block. Her shot off the glass is a little too hard, no good. And the ball is going to go out of bounds. They're going to say it was last touched by the Lady Jackets. So Harrison County will have the basketball. Against the full court pressure, Custard gets the ball to Hudgens. Hudgens lobs the ball, taken away this time by Cleaver. Into the front court come the Lady Jackets. Right side Simons trying to find someone to pass the ball to. Now finds Carpenter. She'll get the ball to Hedges for an open three try. Good. Amberly Hedges with her first points of the game. And Harrison County quickly finds themselves down 5-0. We've played about a minute and a half. Full court pressure by the Lady Jackets. Custard has it. Gets it into the front court to Hudgens, who drops the ball out of bounds. So 3 possessions, 3 turnovers for the Fillies. Now a timeout called by Harrison County. I'm sure Coach Watson is intimating to the girls, we went against this in practice. You're not executing. Just throwing the ball up and down the sidelines ain't going to get it done. In any case, 5-0 your score. Cynthia Hardee's wants you to visit them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on US 27 South. Made from scratch biscuits, never frozen burgers, and many other great options at Hardee's in Cynthiana. Well, the Fillies have turned the ball over on their first 3 possessions. Nicholas County has a deuce and a tray for their 5 points. They've also missed a shot. So out of the timeout, the Lady Jackets will have the basketball. From just to the left of her bench in the backcourt, Hedges gets the ball inbounds to Simons. Simons over on the right side to Carpenter, long range. Carpenter drives to the elbow, now falls down but gets the ball to Harmon. Harmon at the top of the key, gets the ball to Cleaver, knocked away. Loose ball picked up by Van Hook. Caroline in the front court, goes to the elbow, now backs up, now looking for help, gets it between the circles to Custard. Custard backs up near the center circle on the far side, directing traffic from over there. Now somebody I don't think is where they're supposed to be, so Keeley points out where they're supposed to be. Here's a pass to Hudgens to the foul line to Kinney. Brooke bounces the ball to Van Hook, gets it to Hudgens. Hudgens tries a pass down low to Van Hook. She wasn't looking for it, and now a jump ball is going to be called, and Harrison County will actually have the ball still. Trailing 5-0. 5:38 left to go in the first quarter of play. From her own baseline, Hudgens. triggering the inbounds pass to Van Hook. Van Hook goes into the paint, 10-footer good. First points of the game scored by Harrison County off the hands of the senior Caroline Van Hook. And Harrison County's back to within 3 at 5-2. With the basketball between the circles, Cleaver dumps it down low to a wide open Harmon, who makes the shot. It's 4 points for Megan Harmon here in the early going. Harrison County hasn't figured out an answer for her area as the count goes to 7-2. 5:11 left in the first. With the basketball, Custer across the timeline, drops it, and it's going to be out of bounds off the foot of Custard, so give the ball back to the Lady Jackets. Well, if you're fed up, call Canup. Canup Law promises to treat you with care, respect, and dignity in whatever legal situation you're in. Visit them at canuplaw.com. Inbounds pass comes to Simons. Simons a pass to the right side to Cleaver, long range. Cleaver now takes her dribble, picks it up after just one. Now spins around and will find Simons. 8th grader in between the circles, backs up near the timeline. Now makes her move to the foul line, drops her ball, picks it back up, and finds Carpenter on the left side. Carpenter to Hedges, up top to Cleaver for a three-point try, good. First points of the game for Jada Cleaver, and the lead grows to 8 at 10-2 for the Lady Jackets. Now another turnover by Harrison County off of that full court press. Pass down low intended for Carpenter is going to be knocked out of bounds by Kinney. Nicholas County will maintain possession. Couple of subs coming in for the Lady Jackets. Nevaeh Davis, a 5'7" sophomore, averaging 5.2. She equaled her career high with the team leading 11 the first time the two teams met. Also, Tessa Humphreys in the game. She's a 5'8" junior, averaging 6 points a game. She had 9 against the Fillies the first time. Humphreys to Cleaver, left side three-point try off the flange this time, but coming down with the rebound will be Nevaeh Davis. She'll get it back out top to Cleaver. Cleaver, a pass to the left wing to Humphreys. In the corner finds Hedges. Hedges back up top to Simons. Now into the hands of Cleaver, long range. She'll get it on the baseline to Humphreys. A little bit wide over, though. Goes out of bounds. So Harrison County will get the ball back. Midway through the first quarter, Harrison trailing 10-2. It may be difficult to understand everything your teenager is saying, but with Dustin and Amy at Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Call them at 859-234-4514. Now, underneath the basket, ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Nicholas County. Harrison County maintains possession. Hudgens will trigger the inbounds pass from the end zone. Gets it to Van Hook. Shot put up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Humphreys, and here come the Lady Jackets, and flying to the basket, Simons for the deuce. First points of the game for Maggie Simons. Makes the score 12-2 in favor of the Lady Jackets. 3:40 left to go in the first. Hudgens, Euro step to the basket, misses the layup, however, and once again Humphreys is there for the rebound. Up the floor quickly come the Lady Jackets on the right corner, Cleaver. She'll get it up top to Simons. Simons pass to the left side to Humphreys, long range. Now to the top of the key to Cleaver. Cleaver drives down to the block, puts it off the glass, and good. 5 points now for Jada Cleaver, and coach has seen quite enough as he calls a timeout. We'll take it as well. 3:16 left to go in the first quarter. Your score, Nicholas County 14, Harrison County 2. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. All right, as we get back to action, Nicholas County in control of this first of a girl-boy doubleheader, leading the Fillies 14-2. Out of the timeout, Harrison County with the basketball. That full court pressure has already picked up 5 turnovers off of Harrison County. Van Hook still in the backcourt. Now races across the timeline, lobs to the left side to Hudgens. Hudgens goes to the block. Her floater's good. First points of the game for Bailey Hudgens on the floater. Gets her team back to within 10 at 14-4. With the basketball coming in the front court, Simons. Right side, Hedges. Hedges has the ball knocked away, but she goes and picks up the loose ball in front of the stable, which has exactly 9 people in it. Simons with the basketball goes to the block, dumps it off to Nevaeh Davis. Her shot's good from about 15 feet away on the baseline. Nevaeh Davis had 11 points the first time these two teams got together. Now it's 16-4. With the basketball in the front court, Van Hook in the corner finds Custard. Custard fires a three-pointer, good! There's another Canuck three-pointer by Harrison County, this time off the hands of Keely Custard, who makes the score 16-7. Just over 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Now a steal by Van Hook. Van Hook, outlet pass to Hudgens. Hudgens, Euro step, gets the ball to Custard. Now Custard gives it back to Hudgens. Reverse layup, good. Nice move that time by the sophomore Bailey Hudgens. And Harrison County is back to within 7 at 16-9. 1:48 left to go in the first. Hedges with the basketball now. Crosses over her dribble. Gets it to the right side, long range to Simons. Now in the corner to Humphreys. Humphreys back up top to Cleaver. Cleaver, pass to the left side in front of the Harrison County bench to Hedges. She'll get it to Simons in the corner. Back out top to Humphreys for a three. Rattles in there. Took a lot of iron with it, but it eventually did go down. So the three-pointer puts her team back out on top, 19-9. It's a minute left to go in the first quarter. There's a turnover by Harrison County. That was unforced. A couple of subs coming in for the Fillies. Marley Toll, 5'9" freshman, averaging 1.9 points per game. Also coming in, Hayden Lunsford. She's a 5'5" sophomore, averaging 4.4. For Nicholas County, Sydney Carpenter returns to the floor. Nicholas County with the 10-point lead and the ball. They've led by as many as 12. On the left side, Humphreys, long range. She'll get it up top to Carpenter. Carpenter races into the paint, now kicks down the wing to Humphreys. Humphreys back up top to Carpenter. They'll get the ball into the corner now to Hedges for a three-pointer. Air ball. Rebound's going to be chased down by Hayden Lunsford. And now a whistle as the ball was knocked out of her hands and out of bounds. So with 53 seconds left, down by 10, Harrison County with the ball. Van Hook inbounds the ball to Custard. Custard dribbles up the floor, gets it to Van Hook, down to the front court to Lunsford, to the left side to Hudgens. Bailey goes down to the block, her shot up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Carpenter, and here we'll head the other direction. In the front court on the right side, Simons in the corner, finds Hedges for three, air ball again. And once again, Lunsford is there for the rebound. 30 seconds left to go in the quarter. Van Hook up top, crosses into the inside the arc. Now gets it back up top to Lunsford, now to Custard on the left side. In the corner, here's a three fired by Hudgens, air ball. Rebound pulled down by Carpenter. With 14 seconds left, she'll bring the ball in the front court, gets it to Simons on the left side, now between the circles to Hedges, right side Humphreys. Gets it in the corner to Carpenter with 5 seconds. Simons has it. 4 seconds. Simons pass to the left side. Hedges a three at the buzzer. No. And that's the way that the first quarter will end with your score. Nicholas County 19, Harrison County 9. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Back here at the Hilltop, the Nicholas County Lady Jackets raced out to an early 14-2 advantage. The Harrison County's been able to stabilize the ship and trail now by 10. But Nicholas County will have the ball to begin the second quarter. Simons inside the arc on the right side, moves to the elbow, now kicks it on to the baseline to Harmon, who's returned to the floor. To get it to Cleaver. Cleaver to the right side to Simons. Simons on the baseline finds Harmon. Harmon guarded closely by Toll. Gets it up top to Carpenter, who flashes to the basket but misses the shot. Rebound pulled down by Van Hook. In the front court here comes Hudgens. Her shot's no good, but a foul is going to be called on Nicholas County. It's going to be called on Cleaver. It'll be Jada Cleaver's first. Hudgens at the line for the first time tonight on the year, a 69% free throw shooter. Already has 4 of her team's 9 points. First free throw is good. Narrows the gap to single digits at 19-10. Hopefully we'll get it even closer with the second free throw with a half minute gone in the second quarter. Free throw on the way and good. She has half a dozen points now, and Harrison County is back to within 8 at 11, or 19-11. In the front court with the basketball on the right side, Carpenter. Bounce pass to the foul line to Harmon. Harmon lost control of the ball, but right to Davis. She'll kick it back out beyond three-point range, and a shot put up by Carpenter. Actually, it's going to be a 2. So Carpenter gets her first deuce of the night. Puts her team back up by 10 at 21-11. With the basketball, a 3 from the corner by Custard is short, and the rebound is going to be corralled by Harmon. Here come the Lady Jackets in a hurry. Simons underneath the basket finds a wide open Carpenter, who lays it up and in. So Carpenter with a couple of baskets here in the early going of the second half matches her team's largest lead at 23-11. 6:38 left to go in the half. Here's a shot put up no good by Lunsford on the opposite side of the basket. Cleaver comes down with the rebound. Cleaver to the elbow. In the corner finds Simons. Follow-away 3 is no good, and Custard goes and gets the rebound. Fillies coming up the floor quickly from the foul line. Jump shot by Custard is good. There you go. 5 points now for Keeley. Gets her team back to within a 10 spot at 23-13. A couple of minutes gone in the second quarter. Pass to the left side to Cleaver in front of the Harrison County bench. Cleaver to the top of the key finds Harmon. Harmon takes a couple of dribbles from the block, puts up a shot, no good. Lunsford with her third rebound of this first half. Into the front court comes Van Hook. Pass to the left side. Lunsford all alone for 3, a little long. Rebound is batted around, and finally Simons comes up with it for Nicholas County. Into the front court with the basketball. Flashing to the basket is Simons, and she'll put it up and in. Got to play a little better defense down low on those dribble drives. But in any case, Simons puts her team up by 12 once again at 25-13. 5:20 on the clock here in the first half. Here's a lob down low to Toll, knocked away and stolen by Harmon. Pass was just a tad bit too high. Into the front court with the basketball will come Davis. She'll try a pass down low to Harmon. Ball knocked away, and loose ball picked up by the Lady Jackets. Here's a 3 from the corner by Simons. It's no good. Harmon gets the rebound this time, though, and puts it up and in. Big offensive rebound that time by Harmon. She has 6 points now. And puts her team up by its largest margin now at 27-13. And now a foul called on Nicholas County. A couple of subs coming in for Harrison. Katie Linville checking in. Also, Brooke Kinney's back in, as well as Eddie Rowe making her first appearance of the night. 5'7" sophomore, averaging 0.6 points a game. Also for Nicholas County, Brooklyn Feltz in the game. Feltz, a 5'5" sophomore, averaging 0.6 per contest. Inbounds pass comes to Kinney. She'll find Custard on the near side. Custard inside the arc into the corner, finds Rowe. Rowe back on the wing to Custard. She'll bring it back out near the center circle to reset the offense. Custard on the right side, bounce pass down low to Linville, knocked away, and the loose ball picked up by Nicholas County's Hedges. Hedges will bring the ball to the front court herself, pass to the left side to the new girl Feltz. Feltz in the corner to Humphreys, back up top to Cleaver. Cleaver to the right side to Hedges. Hedges to Humphreys, left side Cleaver. Cleaver looking inside, not there. Now pitches it back up between the circles to Feltz. To the right side finds Humphreys long range. Here's a three from the top of the key by Cleaver off the back of the rim, no good. And this time Linville comes away with the rebound for Harrison County. Custard with the ball in the front court down the left side. Fillies down 27-13. We've passed the midway point of the second quarter. Custard in the paint, lobs the ball in the corner to Lunsford. Lunsford stopped on the baseline by Davis. Now looking for help. Still looking. Now Rowe comes over and helps her out. Addie brings the ball back to the wing. Now gives it to Custard near the center circle. In the corner finds Lunsford in front of the Nicholas County bench. Back up top now to Custard, long range. Left side Rowe in the corner. Kinney has it now. Brooks skip pass is going to be caught by Lunsford. Gets it up top to Custard for a three. Good. There's another Canuck three-pointer, this time by Keely Custard, her second of the night. She has 8 points altogether, and Harrison County is back to within 11 at 27-16. 3:08 left to go in the first half. On the right side with the basketball, long range is Humphreys. Humphreys lobs the ball to Davis from the block. Her shot rolls off the rim, no good. Goes out of bounds, and they're going to say that Harrison County touched it last. Simons returns to the floor now for Nicholas County. Also, Hudgens and Van Hook coming back into the ball game. Well, you know about the Beast Pizza, but don't forget about Snappy's great salads and sandwiches. Just dial 235-7627 right now. That's 235.
Snap.
Thank you, Ryan. Good strong snap that time. Humphreys gets it up top to Cleaver, long range. Cleaver now back underneath the basket, finds Humphreys wide open for the shot. 5 points now for Humphreys as the lead grows back out to 13 at 29-16. 2:40 left to go in the first half. Hudgens with the basketball. She'll dribble it in between the circles as she surveys the defense of Nicholas County and resets the floor. Directing some traffic. Now gets to Van Hook in front of the Nicholas County bench. Back up top between the circles to Kinney to the left side to Hudgens, long range. Hudgens up top to Lunsford. Lunsford dribbles once to the right side. Now pass the ball to Kinney, very long range. Now to Van Hook up top. Gets the ball to the top of the key to Hudgens. Hudgens, they're trying to find Linville, but she's pretty much wrapped up by Davis and Humphreys. Now Hudgens floats the ball to Kinney. In the corner finds Lunsford for three. Batted in and out. That ball went halfway down before coming back out again. Into the front court with the basketball comes Cleaver. Under 2 to go in the first half. Harrison County trailing 29-16. Here's a handoff to Hedges. Left side Humphreys in the corner to Cleaver. Cleaver fires away, just barely caught the rim. Simons with the rebound. She'll get the ball to Davis. Her shot's no good. And now with the rebound, Humphreys. She goes back up, no good. Humphreys and Simons both unable to bring the ball down. And into the front court with the basketball come the Fillies. Van Hook with the basketball. We're going to have a foul called. Foul is going to be against the Lady Jackets as Toll checks back in. Like a good neighbor, Joe Cocker with State Farm is there. Get a new home or auto quote with Joe by calling 859-234-3813. Joe always supports the Breads and Fillies. Hudgens from her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass with 1:21 left to go in the half. Nicholas County still leading 29-16 if we got on a little scoring drought. Van Hook with the basketball on the inbounds pass, makes the layup. 4 points now for Caroline in the game. Off that layup, gets her team back to within 11 at 29-18. 1:09 left to go in the first half. I keep thinking back to that 14-2 start by Nicholas. Harrison County's played even since that time. Here's a layup put up by Cleaver, no good, but she's fouled and will go to the line for two. Foul is going to be called on Van Hook. It'll be Caroline's first. Cleaver at the line for the first time tonight. On the year, she is a 73% free throw shooter. First free throw's on the way and good. As Keely Custard checks back in for the Fillies. 30-18 your score. 1:01 left to go in the first half. Cleaver about to shoot her second free throw. They've been here for Farmers since 1916, and they're here for you now. Farm Credit Mid-America. Contact Mike Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit efarmcredit.com. Second free throw also good by Cleaver as she extends her team's lead back to 13 at 31-18. Harrison County breaks the press. Hudgens gets the ball to Toll from the block. Her shot good. give the assist to Hudgens. The points to Toll, her first of the night. Harrison County back to within 11 at 31-20. 42 seconds left to go in the first half. With the basketball on the right side, Cleaver. Cleaver looking for help. Gets it into the corner now to Davis. Davis back on the wing to Cleaver. She'll get it between the circles now to Simons, who will back up inside the center circle. 27 seconds left to go in the first half. Pass to the left side to Humphreys. She'll get it to Cleaver. To the right side to Simons beyond the arc. Simons looks inside, nothing there. Gets it back to Humphreys. Into the corner to Cleaver. 15 seconds on the clock. Now a pass intended for Simons goes between her arms and out of bounds. On the turnover, give the ball back to Harrison County. That time Simons just didn't look the ball all the way in. But that's the first turnover for Nicholas here in the second quarter. They have 4 altogether. With 11 seconds left, Hudgens from the midcourt stripe to trigger the inbounds pass. Or try to. Gets the ball to Van Hook near the timeline. Off balance, gets the ball to Custer. To Hudgens in the corner with 6. Hudgens with 5. Hudgens with 4. Hudgens with 3. Hudgens with 2. Puts up a shot. No good, but she's fouled with 0.4 seconds on the clock. Almost ran out of time. Bailey Hudgens at the line. She's 2 for 2 tonight. Trying to get her team back to within a single-digit deficit if she can make both these free throws. First one's going to be no good, however. She'll have another shot to make it a 10-point game going into the locker room. Although there is conceivably chance for another shot with 0.4 seconds left. Second free throw is also no good. Rebound brought down by Simons, but that's the way that the first half will end with your score. Nicholas County 31, Harrison County 20. We invite you to join us now for our halftime show brought to you by Joe Cochran out at State Farm. We'll go over all the scoring and stats from this first half of this first game of a girl-boy double from here, double header, I should say, from here on the hilltop. We'll be back right after this, but once again, your halftime score, Nicholas County 31, Harrison County 20. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC1. At the Hilltop, Harrison County trailing by a score of 31-20 in the first game of this girl-boy doubleheader. A 14-2 run right off the bat by the Lady Jackets got them a 12-point lead, and Harrison County's been able to keep that deficit anywhere between 9 and 12 points ever since that time. So sticking with it, but that early start is really doomed as Harrison County turning the ball over the first 3 times they had the ball, while Nicholas County scored the first 3 times they had the ball. Not a good way to start things off. Taking a look at the individual scoring for Nicholas County, they're led in the first half by Jada Cleaver, who has 7 points here at the break. 6 points for Megan Harmon, 5 for Tessa Humphreys off the bench, and 4 points each for both Maggie Simons and Sydney Carpenter. Amberly Hedges contributed a 3-pointer for her 3 points to round out the scoring. The only girl that got in the game that did not score was Brooklyn Phelps. Meanwhile, Harrison County paced in the first half by Keely Custard, who came in averaging 8 points a game. And on the wings of that 22-point effort and the loss to Lewis County back on Saturday, has 8 points to match her season's average here in the first half. 6 points for Bailey Hudgens, 4 points for Caroline Van Hook, and a couple of points for Marley Toll. Also playing but not scoring, Brooke Kinney, Kitty Linville, Eddie Rowe, and Hayden Lunsford. That's the way the individual numbers look. We'll come back and take a look at the team stats following this timeout. But once again, your halftime score, Nicholas County 31, Harrison County 20. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports.
And now, a Sorrel Home Medical Happening.
Who was that, Danny?
That's the Sorrel boys.
Where are they going?
To a medical equipment show.
Where at?
It's a
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, let's take a look at the team stats in this first half so far. Harrison County didn't shoot all that badly. In fact, shot pretty well, 8 out of 16 for 50%. They just didn't shoot enough. Harrison County was 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, Nicholas County pretty close to that as far as the percentages are concerned, as they hit 48.1% on 13 out of 27. The 27 attempts compared to Harrison County's 16 because of rebounding and turnovers. Harrison County turned the ball over 8 times, while Nicholas only turned it over 4 times, once in the second quarter. And Harrison County also went to the line 4 times and made 2 for 50%, while Nicholas was 2 for 2 for 100%. But the rebounding battle, along with turnovers, is a big story. Nicholas County out-rebounding the Fillies 13-7. 4 offensive and 9 defensive boards for the Lady Jackets. They were paced in that department by a couple of players, Maggie Simons and Tessa Humphreys, who each have 3 boards apiece. Meanwhile, no offensive and 7 defensive rebounds for the Fillies. Their leading rebounder in the first half was Hayden Lunsford, who pulled down 3 rebounds in her time on the floor. So that's the way the team stats stack up, and because of the turnovers and rebounding and the fast start, that's why Nicholas County has the lead right now, but still plenty of time for our girls to come back. We played pretty well over the final 12 minutes, really, of that first half. It was just those first 3 or 4 minutes, something that has dogged us all year long. Until we stop getting behind big time early, it's going to be a very short postseason. But still, 8 more games left, including tonight, until the district tournament begins. We'll take a break, then come back for the third quarter handoff right after this timeout. Once again, your halftime score, Nicholas County 31, Harrison County 20. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. All right, as we get back to action here on the hilltop, beginning the third quarter, Harrison County down by 11, but we'll have the basketball. Custard receives the inbounds pass and brings it across the timeline, faced off by Hedges' defense. Left side, Kenny. Up top to Van Hook. To the right side finds Custard long range. Keeley back up top to Hudgens. Looks around, gets the ball back in front of her bench to Van Hook. Van Hook in the paint to Custard. Her 10-footer is no good, but a foul is going to be called. That'll send Keeley to the line. Fouls on Carpenter. That'll be her first. Custard making her first trip to the line of the night. On the year, a 71% free throw shooter. First free throw by the freshman is off to the left, no good. She'll have another crack to get her team down to 10. Place filling up somewhat during the halftime juncture as more people arriving to watch the boys play next. Second free throw by Custard is good. Now gets the deficit down to 10 at 31-21. Opening moments of the third quarter. Across the timeline comes Simons to the left side. Long range to Cleaver up top to Hedges. Hedges dribbles over to the right side. Hands the ball to Simons on the wing. Now in front of her bench to Hedges on the baseline. Here's a Harmon 10-footer that's no good. Offside rebound pulled down by Van Hook. And here come the Fillies. Hudgens left side 15-footer. Air ball underneath the basket. Kenny spins around. Gets the ball into the hands of Van Hook to Linville. And as Linville tries to pass the ball back to Hudgens, it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Simons. The Fillies will maintain possession, however. From just to the right of her bench, Hudgens trigger the inbounds pass. Bailey gets it to Custard. Custard now dribbles the ball inside the center circle. Pass back to the left side, long range to Linville. Skip pass to Kenny, right side for a three. Oh, just spun him out of the way. Van Hook with the rebound. Her putback is going to be blocked. And the rebound pulled in by Harmon. In the front court, Simons in the paint. Kicks it up top to Hedges for a three-point try. Just off to the right. Rebound pulled in by Hudgens, and as Bailey comes up the floor, she'll have her dribble knocked out of bounds. Cynthiana Hardee's wants you to visit them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on US 27 South. Made from scratch, Made from scratch biscuits, never frozen burgers, and many other great options at Hardee's in Cynthiana. Custard across the timeline, veers over to the right side and gets the ball to the hash mark to Kenny. Up top to Van Hook to the left side to Custard long range. She'll get it between the circles to Hudgens. Now at the elbow, Kenny has it. Backdoor cut to Van Hook. Ball is going to be knocked away, and the loose ball picked up by Van Hook to Kenny. Up top to Hudgens. Ball fake. Moves to the elbow. Spins around, looking for her help, and has the ball nearly taken away by Simons. They will call a jump ball, which will result in a change of possession. Both teams fighting hard here with 6:12 left to go in the third. Harrison County trailing by 10. Simons will bring the ball up the floor. Crossing the timeline in the middle of the floor. Drifts over to the left side, long range. Now hands the ball to Cleaver. Up top, Carpenter wide open for a three, but she turned it down, gets it in the Hedges in the corner. Now to Cleaver up top. Back between the circles to Simons. To the left side finds Carpenter. Carpenter at the left elbow finds Harmon. Harmon dribbles down to the baseline. Now goes to the corner and has the ball taken away by Van Hook. Picked her pocket. 2-on-2 break. Van Hook throws the ball right to Hedges, who is coming on a delay behind. Up the floor come the Lady Jackets. On the right side, Simons. In the corner finds Cleaver. Cleaver, a skip pass to the far side to Carpenter. Carpenter, guarded by Van Hook. Now tries a pass. It's knocked out of bounds by Van Hook. Humphreys will return to the game now for Nicholas County, as will Davis. Marley Toll back in for Harrison County. If you're fed up, call Canup. Canup Law promises to treat you with care, respect, and dignity in whatever legal situation you're in. Visit them at canuplaw.com. From our own baseline, Hedges to trigger the inbounds pass. 5:28 left to go. She'll get the ball to Davis, whose layup is going to roll off the rim, no good. And with the rebound will be Hudgens. Up the floor come the Fillies. Hudgens at the point. Top of the key, now backs up, passes into the corner to Custard, who was open for a three for a second, dumps it down to the block to Toll, puts up a shot, blocked, and the rebound's picked up by Cleaver. Into the front court with the basketball come the Lady Jackets. Cleaver at the left elbow, gets it to Hedges. Hedges now to the left side to Humphreys, into the corner. She'll get the ball to Cleaver. Cleaver up top now to Simons. She'll pitch the ball into the corner to Hedges. Hedges back to Simons. Harrison County playing well defensively in the interior while also being able to get outside to guard the threes. Really flustering the Nicholas County Lady Jackets right now offensively. Pass to Humphreys on the right side. She'll get it to Davis at the top of the key. Davis to Simons in front of her own bench. 8th grader looks inside, not there. Back to Cleaver at the top of the key for a 3, off to the right. Rebound batted around, and finally Custard will come away with it for Harrison County. And now, as she crosses the timeline, a foul on Maggie Simons for overguarding. From just to the right of her bench, Van Hook will trigger the inbounds pass. We've played nearly 4 minutes, and only 1 basket's been made. With the basketball, actually, just 1 free throw's been made. Custard with it on the near sideline. Lobs it to the far side to Kinney. Kinney, a bounce pass down to Toll. Toll backs up Humphreys, puts the shot too hard off of the glass. And the rebound was last touched by Nicholas County, so Harrison County will maintain possession. From her own baseline on the opposite side of the basket from where we are, inbounding the ball will be Hudgens. Hudgens to Toll in the corner, now on the wing to Kinney, up top to Custard, to the left side, finds Van Hook. Back up top to Custard, to the right side to Hudgens, long range, fires a three-pointer, air ball. Rebound pulled in by Cleaver. So we'll head the other way. In the front court, falling down will be Simons, and that's a travel. Second turnover of the second half by Nicholas County, and now Coach Letcher wants time. It's going to be a full timeout, so we'll take it as well. 3:54 left to go in the third. Your score, Nicholas County 31, Harrison County 21. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. All righty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County down by 10. They trail by 11 at the half. And now the timeout, the Lady Jackets will have the basketball. Hedges just to the left. And now a discussion between Coach Watson and the officials. And there was miscommunication on who was to have the ball out of the timeout. Harrison County correctly has it now. So Custard will bring the ball into the front court, trying to get her team back to within a single-digit deficit. Custard on the right side, goes to the baseline. 12-footer's no good, but she's fouled and will go to the line for 2. Foul's going to be called on Hedges. That'll be her first. Custard at the line where she's 1 for 2. Has 9 points overall, and the only point scored here in the second half. First free throw is good. As the Phillies are back to within 9 at 31-22. With 3:44 left in the third. The second free throw by the freshman is going to be off the front of the rim. No good. And a chase for the rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Harrison County. So up by 9. Nicholas will have the basketball. It may be difficult to understand everything your teenager is saying, but with Dustin and Amy at Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Call them at 859-234-4514. Cleaver in the front court to the top of the key finds Humphreys to the right side to Simons long range. Simons moves to the left elbow, now backs up and gets the ball into the hands of Cleaver. Cleaver beyond the arc, backs up even more, being hounded by Kinney. Now drives to the elbow, into the paint, to the basket, layup missed. Rebound brought down by Van Hook, and here come the Phillies in a hurry. Van Hook up top to Kinney, to the right side to Hudgens long range. Hudgens skip pass into the corner, finds Custard. Custard lobs the ball to Toll with the block. Hook shot off the glass is good. Nice job that time by Marley. And Harrison County is back to within 8 at 31-24. The closest Harrison County's been since back in the first quarter. Simons in the corner finds Cleaver. Cleaver takes her dribble up in between the circles. Still has her dribble. She moves to the left elbow and passes the ball to Davis. Davis in the corner finds Simons for a fall-away three. Good. Big shot that time by the 8th grader. Stems the tide of momentum and puts her Lady Jackets back out in front by 10 at 34-24. Full court pressure being applied now by the Lady Jackets. They get the ball to Van Hook into the front court. Now ball's going to be dropped out of bounds by Caroline for the 3rd turnover of the second half on the Fillies. Nicholas County, because they've been unable to make a shot through the first 6 minutes of this 3rd quarter, had not been allowed to get into the press because of all the missed shots. But back in front by 10, and they have the basketball. Cleaver on the left side drops the ball. Loose ball on the floor, and a tie-up as Davis and Custard go after it, and Harrison County will get the ball back. So each team with 3 miscues here in the first 6 minutes of the 3rd quarter. Full court pressure being applied as Van Hook will try to get the ball in bounds. So now lob it to Hudgens. Hudgens now comes up the far sideline and comes to the front court in the middle of the floor. Hudgens facing the defensive Hedges. Calls out the play as she goes between the circles. Harrison County trailing 34-24 with 1:48 left to go in the 3rd. Hudgens at the left elbow. Gets it to Van Hook, left side three-pointer, air ball. Ball's going to be saved from going out of bounds by Humphreys. And up the floor and into the front court come the Lady Jackets. Cleaver hands the ball to Simons at the top of the key. Simons on the left side to Humphreys in the corner. This time she'll find Hedges. To Cleaver in between the circles to the right side to Humphreys. Humphreys lobs the ball down to the block to Davis, who puts it up and in. Nevaeh Davis with 4 points. And just like that, the Lady Jackets are back in front by 12 at 36-24 with 1:11 left. Now a bad pass by the Fillies. Back-to-back turnovers. Cleaver with the basketball in the front court. Gets it to Hedges in the corner. Up top now to Simons to the left side to Humphreys. In the corner finds Cleaver. Cleaver down the block to Davis, who misses the layup. Rebound out of bounds off the hands of the Fillies. So Nicholas will maintain possession as Linville and Lunsford come back in for Toll and Kenny. From our own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Hedges. Nicholas leading by a dozen. Hedges gets the ball to Simons in the corner. Simons spins, backs up. Now we'll get the ball in between the circles to Cleaver. Left side three fired up and good by Hedges. Her second tray of the ball game. And the Lady Jackets have taken their biggest lead at 39-24. Big shot there by Hedges. 30 seconds left to go in the second quarter. An 8-point run right now being employed by the Blue Jackets as they had allowed Harrison to get back to within 7, but now lead by 15. From our own baseline, Hudgens will trigger the inbounds pass after a pass was knocked out of bounds by the Lady Jackets. 23 seconds on the clock. Hudgens gets the ball from the official now. We'll try to get it in bounds. Looking, lobs it to Lunsford on the right side inside the arc. Lunsford goes back outside the perimeter and gets it to the foul line to Hudgens. Hudgens puts up a shot from there, bounces out. Davis with the rebound, and up the floor in a hurry come the Lady Jackets. 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. In between the circles, Cleaver to the left side to Hedges. In the corner finds Humphreys with 5. Humphreys lobs the ball, and it's going to go out of bounds with 1.2 seconds left. Harrison County will have it. So inbounding the ball from near the midcourt stripe will be Van Hook. Harmon comes back in, as do Carpenter and Phelps for this last second play by the Fillies. Van Hook gets it inbounds to Lunsford. Lunsford puts up a shot, no good, and that's the way that the third quarter will end with your score. Nicholas County 39, Harrison County 24. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop in that unusual third quarter. Harrison County scored the first 4. Nicholas County scored the last 8 in a row, and right now on an 8-0 run with a 15-point lead as we enter the final quarter. Nicholas County will have the ball as well. Simons will bring it into the front court. Gets it on the left side, long range to Carpenter, who's returned to the game. Crosses over a dribble, goes to the block, cut off by Lunsford, gets it back to Davis at the foul line. She'll hand it to Simons on the weave, over to the left side to Carpenter once again. Carpenter in the paint, drops the ball, loose ball picked up by Harmon, who puts it up and in. Harmon in the right place at the right time that time, and the lead grows to 17. 41-24. Opening moments of the fourth quarter. Custard with the basketball inside the center circle. Gets to the left side to Linville. Into the paint to Van Hook. Left side, here's a 3 fired up by Hudgens. A little bit off the mark. Rebound is on the floor and picked up by Carpenter. Carpenter in the front court. Stops. Gets it to Simons. Simons over to the right side to Hedges long range. Hedges in the corner to Simons in front of her own bench. The 8th grader now brings the ball back between the circles to reset the offense. 41-24, Nicholas in the lead. Pass to the left side to Carpenter. Carpenter on the baseline, gets the ball to Harmon, who misses the easy shot, but the rebound's going to be chased down by Nevaeh Davis. She'll get it back out top to Hedges. Inside the center circle to Simons to reset. Simons on the wing finds Harmon. Harmon being harassed by Linville. Ball knocked away, and Harmon goes and gets it. Harmon, that should be about a 5-second call, and then was coming as the pass comes to Simons in the corner. She'll get the ball to Carpenter for 3, and it's good. Long tray by Carpenter, and Harrison County now finds themselves down by 20 at 44. Nope, they said it was just a 2. So just a 2-pointer there for Carpenter. Makes it 43-24.
It's allowed for the Fillies for 23, Bailey Hudgens. Should be shooting 2 shots.
Lunsford at the line for a couple of free throws. First time she's been there tonight on the year, a 39% free throw shooter. Looking for her first points of the night. First one's on the way, and no, it's not Lunsford, it's Hudgens. Hudgens at the line. She's now 2 for 3. Stops the bleeding on that long run. Second free throw also good by Bailey. Harrison County draws back to within 17 at 43-26. Here's a shot put up and good by Davis. 3-pointer. Nevaeh Davis with a long-range tray. Puts her team back up by 20 at 26-46. 5:50 left to go in the game, and now rushing to the basket is Hudgens. Shot was no good, but she's fouled and will go to the line for 2. Fouls on Carpenter. That'll be her second. Hudgens now 4 for 6. Made her first 2, missed her next 2, and then made her last 2 in the last possession. First free throw is good, as Humphreys and Cleaver check back in.
Humphreys, and number 2, Cleaver.
46-27. 5:45 on the clock. The second free throw for the sophomore Hudgens is also good. She's in double digits with 10 points. It makes the score 46-28. In the front court with the basketball, Humphreys to the left side to Davis, long range. Davis spins around, gets the ball to Humphreys in between the circles. Now to the right side, she'll find Simons. Simons inside the arc, finds Cleaver in front of the Nicholas bench, down on the block to Humphreys. Humphreys gets around Linville and lays it in. It's a nice offensive move. Tessa Humphreys with the layup. Makes it a 20-point game once again at 48-28. Remember, Harrison County got the deficit down to 7 late in the third quarter. Here's a pass to Hudgens on the baseline. Her 12-footer is off the back of the rim. No good. Katie Linville comes away with the rebound. Here's a 3 fired up by Custard. No good. And the rebound is dug out of there by Hedges. Here come the Lady Jackets. Simons. Pass to the right side to Humphreys. Back up top to Simons once again. Simons measuring the defense of Hudgens. Now passes to the near side to Davis, long range. Davis Up top to Cleaver. Now to the left side. Here's a Hedges three. Good. For Amberly Hedges, that's her third tray of the night. And timeout is going to be called by Harrison County. It'll be full, so we'll take it as well. 4:29 left. Your score, Nicholas County 51, Harrison County 28. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC1. All righty, back here at the Hilltop. A 12-0 run by Nicholas County in the second half has propelled them to what is now a 23-point lead against full court pressure. Harrison gets the ball in the front court to Hudgens. Hudgens in between the circles, looks to her right. Now surveys the defense before backing up near the center circle. Hudgens with a team leading 10 points tonight. Well, Keeley also has 10. Lobs it down to Lunsford on the baseline. Back on the wing to Hudgens. Hudgens, a wraparound pass is kicked away, and last touching it was Harrison County as it goes out of bounds. It's 5 turnovers for the Phillies here in the second half. They committed 8 in the first half. Remember, they had 4 turnovers in their first 4 possessions. Cross timeline comes Simons. She'll get the ball to Humphreys. Up top to Davis from the right elbow. Jump shot off to the left, and Kinney will come away with the rebound for Harrison County. In the front court, going to the basket, Lunsford lays it up and in. First points of the game for Hayden on the breakaway layup. Makes the score 51-30. Nicholas County with the lead in basketball. In the corner is Davis, drives, cut off, gets it back to the near side for a three that's in and out by Hedges. And the rebound is going to be pulled in by Kinney, and it looked like she was fouled. See if that was indeed the case. It is. So facing full court pressure, the Phillies trying to get the ball in bounds. Down by 21. With the basketball up top is Van Hook into the front court, finds Hudgens. Hudgens drives, puts up a shot from about 15 feet away in the paint. That's good. 12 points now for Bailey, 6 coming here in the fourth quarter. Little runner there. Makes it 51-32. Go under 3 to go in the game. With the basketball in the front court, Simons dumps it down low on the block to Davis, who lays it in. Nice pass. 9 points now for Nevaeh Davis, who had 11 when we played these girls before. So likes to shoot the ball against Harrison County. 53-32. 2:41 left. With the basketball on the left side, Kenny. Skip pass to the far side to Hudgens. Back to Lunsford in the corner for a three. Just a little long. And Hedges gets the rebound. Into the front court with the basketball comes Hedges. She'll get it to Simons in the corner to Humphreys. Humphreys up top to Cleaver. Cleaver goes to the block, and as she tries to go to the basket, she's going to be fouled by Van Hook. It'll be Caroline's second. Coming back in will be Harmon after this first free throw by Cleaver, who's 2 for 2 from the line tonight. Like a good neighbor, Joe Cochran with State Farm is there. Get a new home or auto quote with Joe by calling 859-234-3813. Joe always supports the Breads and Phillies. First free throw by the senior Cleaver is no good. Checking back in, Harmon and Carpenter for the Lady Jackets. We've led all the way. A 14-2 run to start off the game, and a 12-0 run here in the third over to the fourth quarters has been the difference. With the 2:14 mark, the second free throw is good by Cleaver. She advances her team's lead to 54-32. Couple of minutes left. Custer drops the ball. She entered the paint, dives for it, and we're going to have a timeout called by Harrison County. And it is going to be a full, so we'll take it as well. 2:02 left to go. Your score, Nicholas County 54, Harrison County 32. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. Out of the timeout, Harrison County with the basketball, and we're going to have a pass intended for Van Hook, knocked out of bounds by Carpenter. Harrison will maintain possession. Well, you know about the Beast Pizza, but don't forget about Snappy's great salads and sandwiches. Just dial 235-7627 right now. That's 235.
Snap.
Thank you, Ryan. With the basketball, Hudgens in the paint. A floater is no good, but she's fouled, and will go back to the line where she's made all 4 of her free tries here in the fourth quarter. Foul's going to be called
Hudgens, shooting 2 shots.
on Humphreys, I believe. Altogether, Hudgens is 6 for 8 from the line with a dozen points. First free throw here is no good. She'll have another crack at it with 1:50 left on the clock. Remember, the boys play next. Second free throw will bounce in there, bounced off the front of the rim before finding its way down the hole. As Caroline Banks checks in for Nicholas, 5'2", 8th grader, who has yet to score this season. 54-33 your score. Now a breakout, running the other way. Banks' rebound is, or shot's no good, but she chases down the rebound as well. Here's a pass into the corner to Katie Schweitzer, 5'6" junior. She'll get it to Banks. Banks inside the paint. Ball rolls to the far side, and I think it's going to roll. No, we're going to have a foul call on Harrison County's Van Hook. That'll be Caroline's third, as Coach Watson about to empty his bench as well. Also in there for Nicholas County is Morgan Broderick, 5'10" freshman. Coming in for Harrison County, Savannah Kennedy, 5'9", 8th grader, along with Maddie Carson, 5'2" sophomore. Addie Rose back in. Lauren Hicks is in there, 5'6" freshman. And Maddie Jones, also Maddie, a 5'6" freshman. With the basketball, Feltz for Nicholas. Pass inside intended for Banks is knocked away, and the loose ball picked up by the Fillies. With it in between pressure is Kennedy. Her shot's no good, but Savannah goes and gets her own rebound. And now a pass intended for Rowe goes out of bounds, so Harrison County turns the ball over. Just 1:05 left. Harrison trailing 54-33. Inbounding the ball will be Schweitzer. She'll get it to Feltz. Feltz to Banks. Banks drops the ball, picks it back up again, throws it over to the far side where it's going to be picked up by Schweitzer. Schweitzer to Banks. Banks almost traveled. She'll find Feltz. Feltz with under a minute to go, looking for someone to pass to. Go get the ball to Banks. Banks behind the back dribble. She'll find Peyton Boone, who's in the game. Boone, a 5'2" sophomore. Boone in the corner to Schweitzer. It seems like she's everywhere. She'll get the ball back to Boone. In between the circles finds Banks. Banks tries a pass inside. It's going to be picked off by Lauren Hicks. Hicks in the right place at the right time. She'll bring the ball into the front court with 20 seconds left. Make that Hicks to the left elbow to Carson. Now to the near side finds Jones. Back up top to Carson. Carson launches the pass intended for Kennedy. Goes out of bounds. So give the ball back to Nicholas with just a dozen seconds left. And now Coach Watson wanted to get Lunsford back in there real quick as Jones grabbing at her lower back. So Jones will be looked at by the trainer. Inbounds pass will come to Banks. Banks gets the ball to Boone. Boone lobs the ball over everyone's head and out of bounds with 4.6 seconds left. Inbounds pass. Well, Kennedy gets it to Rowe. Rowe races up the floor. Midcourt shot at the buzzer. No. And that's the way that the game will come to a close, with Nicholas County winning by a final score of 54-33 to remain undefeated in district play at 5-0. Harrison County, meanwhile, drops to 1-3 against district competition. A couple of big runs by the Lady Jackets in this game were all the difference in the world. One in the first 4 minutes of the game and the other coming about midway through the second half. Harrison County had gotten the deficit from 12 down to 7 at one point, but just couldn't get any closer. We invite you to join us now for our post-game show. We'll go over all the scoring and stats, have a chat with a member of the Harrison County coaching staff, as well as name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. All that coming up after this timeout. But once again, your final score in the first of this girl-boy doubleheader: Nicholas County 54, Harrison County 33. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN.